I just discovered I was doing false advertisement because apparently we're using version 9 of Laravel, seeing as how I just installed it a couple of days ago with you. And from what I've looked at so far, there doesn't really seem to be any noticeable difference. We'll continue as we have been doing, so it's no big deal. So we're here now. We have our landing page. We go here, we can sign in, but we don't have any members, so we're going to sign up. Now, I had already gotten started. Would you get out of here? I've already gotten this started. All right. Friggin' Microsoft. I already gotten started the JavaScript. Where am I? Where's my JavaScript? There we are. So I already gotten started my JavaScript. We didn't actually send this, so let's send this. I guess from now on I'm going to be saying Laravel 9. My fault. So now we're going to go sign up, send. And we're going to open, post. I said there's being the sign up check is the site. And we're going to, of course, set our request headers. Where is my prompt? And that will be, the first one will be X requested with XML HTTP request. Tell what we're sending. Request header, and then it's X content type. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Then it's X CSRF token. That's the one. And that will be our sign up token. So it knows what to do, and we could just keep resending these things. It's not like CodeIgnite where I had to keep changing it. Content type is application x www form. I don't know how I can remember all this because I guess I've done it a million times. And then we have to send it. Send. Now, we'll see. And we're going to send equals. So make sure I got all the right names. Username, email, password, config. Username. And email equals email. And password equals password. And one last one, conf equals conf. There you go, conf. We'll send it. Now, a couple things I want to show you. So, all this is being sent. And it's being sent to our controller, our landings controller. So we gotta make public function sign up check. Nope, it was one word. Remember, in the routes, you have to look, you have to make sure this is the URL, this is the function in this class. You have to make sure you do that correctly. When it comes to Laravel as it's built, again, we're building things from a framework that was put together specifically for the site to run on that framework. It was not built specifically. You could use other aspects like you can use Laravel with a Vue or a React or whatever and have the whole thing in React or Angular and just use the Laravel for the back end and everything. But Laravel as it is was designed specifically to utilize its own built-in validation. Now, seeing as how we are sending a request, the one thing you need to include is you need to include Illuminate, what's it called? Illuminate, no wait, wrong one. There's my control. I got my notes up here, so I'm ready to go, except for the notes that I need. It was Illuminate HTTP request, obviously. Obviously, I knew that. I was just making sure. We have to put that in there. Because if you don't, it can't accept any requests. So we do request, and then we do request. So we have to build validation rules. We have to tell this thing to send these error messages over to the front end. And the way that we do that is we use a very simple thing. It's called the validator. Now, this is the way that I've done it. You don't have to do it this way. And first, make sure you spell validator So we're going to do like we did with CodeIgniter, where we would make rules, sign up rules. And this is basically going to build an array where we use validator, and we're going to make, and we're going to take the request, and we're going to send all of our info, all of our requests, we're going to send through. And we're going to put it into another array. And within this array, just make sure I got this right. Let's see, validator, make request, all, yeah. Within this array, we're going to put in our rules for each thing. Now, it's username, and it would be required. This is where I was saying that we're going to build the rules. Max of, I said, what was it? I don't think I put, how many, what are the max characters we have for these? I should have put it in. Oh, well. Okay, so it's all, it defaults to 255. No biggie. So you can change that in the model. No, we'll max it to 100. Whatever is in here, we're going to make the rules to ensure that we don't send anything we don't want over. We're going to say min of 3. And we're going to say unique. Now, we have to tell it what table. Let me make sure I got this right. Oh, exists. That's the one. Exists users username. And we got to tell it what table and what we're basing off of. Is that correct? Just double check. Exists users. That will make sure that we don't send in a username that's already been used. And then again with this, min of 5, max of 60, and I believe it's the same thing, right? I don't think unique. But then again, it already put it in the. I believe that it already has it as unique, so we don't need to worry about that. Let me just double check and make sure. Let's see. No, I did the same thing. Okay, so we'll just do the same thing. Oh no, wait, hold on. Did that say unique? Yeah, unique. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It is unique. Exists is when we do the sign in, not the sign up. Unique. Usually I do the sign in first, which makes no sense. Because how can you check it? Username, and then of course we have the password, which is required, and min of 8. And then conf, I think, conf I have to, is a matches, isn't it? Requires, yeah, same, okay. Same password. I just have to double and triple check myself. Checkity check myself. Yeah. Now, from there, it's real simple. We just go if sign up rules fails, meaning that if there are any errors, we're going to echo out, we're going to say, yeah, I'll just make it user error, just to make it simpler, is sign up rules errors first, username. I bet, triple check myself. Yep. What we're saying is, since signup rules has already been turned into a validator object, now we can use the validator object's functionality of errors. And this is basically what would happen if you did, and I'll show you, when we do it the old-fashioned way, since we only want to go one at a time, because it'll give you a list of all the errors. And then pass error equals signup rules errors first. You could just get, it's basically like any other comp error equals rules errors. So a lot simpler than what we were doing with CodeIgniter. And we'll just echo this out. User error. Email error. pass-er, and conf-er. Just echo that out. If it doesn't fail, then we have to echo out no error, but we also have to echo out some other information. Now, there are a few ways that we can, of course, send, get the ID, and then create the user and create the info as well. Now, we've done it before. We would just get the user ID, which we're going to get anyway because we want to go to the dashboard. We would get the user ID and we would manually put it in to the infos. But Laravel has a different way of doing it. And, well, it's not different, but there's another way that you can do it. And that's going to be in the user model. And what we can do, and you could use this for a little bit more complex, it's called a before event. They're events. It's right here in Laravel. You can look it up in events. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Events. So there are different events that you can put together, different ways that you can have the framework sort of automatically do things at specific times or whatever. We're going to make a simple event, though. We're going to make an event that's just basically going to insert an info with a user. So that is function boot. Let me make sure I got this right. I was looking it up. I was trying to study it. Function boot, and then it's parent boot. So this is saying the moment it boots up, the moment the user model is being booted up, and then the static, no, parent boot, right? Oh, parent is the parent, sorry. Boot. And then we tell it what it needs to do. That's not a, that's a function. No, I was right. It's static created. Okay. So we're saying that once this thing gets created, this is our before functionality. Once it gets created, and this is all just extensions of classes and extensions of functionality of classes. Once it gets created, once the user is put in there, then we can run this function where the user then also gets info. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure. Let's just keep it like that, right? The user gets info created. Now, whoops. Just double check. We're looking good. Parent boot. Parent boot. User static created. Function user. So you see this right here, this command? This is what we're talking about when we mention relationships. This is a relationship right here. The user is relating to its info, and then from the info, it is creating info from the user object. So we don't have to do anything else here with that. All we have to do here is we just have to make an array. So we'll say new user equals this array. And what goes first? Username, right? Yeah, username. That's one. So we'll go username. How does it look in Laravel? Request, post, username. That's it. That's all it is. Email. Request, post, email. I actually want that to be a valid email. Is there anything to make sure? Yeah, okay, email, there it is. Another command. And then password is actually going to be password hash We're going to hash our password, and that should be request post password, and that will be bcrypt, or what was it? No, password, this is the one. That's it, right? No, wait. Password bcrypt, right? Password. So we'll do that encryption, and then all we have to do is we're going to create an instance. Created user will be user, create new user. And we'll create a user, we'll create info. And we will also then echo out no error and created user ID. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. You will create a user. Just make sure. Nope, wrong one. User create or user. Then we have to, almost forgot, we have to authenticate the user, log them in, and that is as easy as auth, user, and I think that's all we have to do, create a user, right? Was that it? Yep. Oh no, auth login. Sorry. Login. Created user. That's it. So now the auth functionality will log in the created user. You will have a user session created. And then you can also log out that user session created, as you can see in my notes. Where is it? Well, we'll get to that, the log out. But I want to show you something. Let me show you something. So that's it for the creation. So let's see if all this works. So if I go like this, you see how it says conf? Now all this works. Enter a feckin' username, enter a feckin' email, enter a feckin' password, but enter a feckin' conf doesn't work. The reason why that's being read the way it is that's the attribute. The attribute is conf. We don't want the attribute to be conf here. We want the attribute to be confirmed password or password confirmation. I also don't want it to be email. I want it to be confirmed email. However, that's the attribute being used here. So let me go to my signup. So let me see. So it's looking for the name, and what we'll do is we'll just go like this. We'll go to our validation. Where's my lang? We'll go to our validation, and then down here it says attributes. It says custom attributes. So we'll just make an array, and we'll say email will be email address, and we'll say conf will be password confirmation. So anytime you want to change the attributes, you can just do it in the validation language. And then, now if we do it again, say password confirmation, email address. See, it's just that simple. You don't have to go through redoing like we did with Coding Night, where we have to actually create that completely. We just have to put attributes in, and we'll do more attributes and everything like that. But here's the key. Let's do some more checks. Let's see if I put in a username of FF, I put in an email address of FFF, and I put in a password of 333, and I'll do that. So now as you can see, username must be at least 3 characters, email must be at least 5 characters, and blah, 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 blah. So now if I go like this, that's not a valid email address. So the checks are happening here. And if I do everything correctly, if I say CD the Bookman, Carmine CD and AOL, but I still don't have those errors disappear, then those two remain. So now if I do a few more of these and they still don't match, see how it works? So we're going to put in a real password. And now let's see if it all works. So let's hold our breath. Where did I put that? Well, anyway, let's look at the table. So we have a user, right? Now, let's look at the info. And we have user info. See that? I don't know what this is. All right, so we're on the dashboard. We're at 1. What is with the 5? What is that? Okay. Hold on. Let me go back to the dashboard. I made a user's control, right? Dashboard user. Oh, I changed the... Oh. Damn it. So there you go. There's the user we just created. We just sent... What is this? Stop doing that. We just sent... I guess that's the error message. We just sent over this, and now we have ID 1, username, blah, 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 blah. And if you want to go even further, since we've logged in, we'll go to our dashboard. We'll go to our dashboard, and instead of user, we'll go auth user ID. Authenticated functionality with the user object ID. So this means the one that's logged in, and they have 1. See? So we're logged in as user 1, and the dashboard is just for us. So now that we have the dashboard, let's put together the dashboard, how it's going to look and everything like that. And we're at 21 minutes. It's not bad. So now it's time to introduce layouts. Layouts are really, really good. Layouts are basically the formation of the site. You can make layout partials, which is underscore in the name, and then you could just kind of enter them in there and whatever. We're going to make just one layout for the main bulk of the site. Just one layout. That's all we're going to do. Again, simple form, just introducing and everything like that. So it would be in views. Let me just take a look at my structure, just to double check. So public, no, not public. So, no, is it, where's my resources? So, right, so as you can see, I have a layout here outside all the other folders and everything. Where the welcome blade is, we're going to make a layout in the views. We're just going to call it layout.blade.php. If you want to make a folder for your layouts, that's fine too. You can do that. It's no big deal. We're going to do the same doc type, blah, blah, blah. We're going to institute the whole thing with, where's my index? The whole thing with font awesome. Font awesome shall come to us in my layout. Now we have to put in pretty much every CSS page. So I have, what CSS pages do I have? Layout. Layout's going to be 1. I have main, obviously. Main has to go in there. Then I'll put in page. The reason why we're putting in the layout one in all these other, and you could even do a partial for just your links and your JavaScript. It's not a big deal. The reason why we're doing all that layout and everything is because I want layouts styling completely separate from the pages, so it makes it easier to find. And we have script. We'll do URL. I'll do a layout JS just to separate it from the rest of the JS. The pages JS. But so we don't need the landing anymore. The landing has already been done. Landing is complete. Now, let me make sure I get my titles correct here. Let me see. So, where's the title? Yield, that's the thing. We'll do a title that just says Facum, and then yield title. This way it knows that within that area, when we say title, we're going to be putting in a title. And where's the... Right, there it is. Now, we're going to have two headers. Right? Do I need to put anything else? Oh, yeah. Awesome. So we're going to have two headers. The first header will be when you're logged in. The only way you got to determine that is at auth, end auth. And then if it's not logged in, if you're not logged in, at guest, end guest. And there you go. And then we're going to put wrapper in here. And we'll just go yield content. Again, I'm just double checking myself. Don't mind me. You don't have to yield content. And that's it. So now all we have to do is we just have to put the headers in. And let's do that. So nav layout, no, the nav user header. So the user header is going to be two headers. So we'll have the user header and we'll have the nav user sub header. And that we're going to ID subheader. Because we're going to be clicking on stuff. And we're going to have that pop in and pop out. The user header is going to be basically the same thing that we've had before. You can do unordered list. I'm not going to do unordered list. We're going to have the logo, user logo. It's going to be logo. That's going to take us back to the dashboard with us echoing out auth user ID. So instead of it taking us back to the main page, and we're going to authenticate, make sure that if we're logged in, we can't go back to the landing page. We'll send you back to the dashboard. And user forum, and that will be a main link. And that we'll just put this because again, if you don't have the page yet, it's going to freak out on you. And then we're also going to go user spot. I don't want to keep saying to the framework every time I want to put a user's picture up or I want to put the default picture up if they don't have a picture. I don't want to keep telling it, hey, do this. I want to just say, I want to make a function to tell it to look for a user's pic, and if the user's pic isn't there, then send out the default pic. So we're going to go into the info, and we are going to create a function that is public function, and we'll call it getPic. And getPic is going to basically say if this pic, was it that? Hold on. Right, if this pic equals blank. We called it pic, right? Did I call it pic? Yeah. No pic, no pic. If this pic equals blank, then we're going to echo out. What did I echo out? Echo out, oh no, we're going to return, not echo out. We're going to return, sorry, echo out. Return image, where are you? Users default.png. Else, we're going to return image users And I think, can I do, no, I can't do that. Yeah, I'll just do this. Do I don't think I put the bracket, I don't need the brackets, right? It's actually, it's not, yeah, it's not a function, it's an attribute. And that's all we need. So now, again, because relationships and everything like that, and that's just how, that's how object-oriented programming works in PHP. With the user spot, it's going to be a pic. Now, I kind of want to put it in something. So let me go like this. No, the user spot is something. Image, and the source is going to be, now that's another question. Let me see. Because I did it like, yeah, okay. All we have to do is image source equals auth user info. Here's the relationship working, get pic. That's the relationship working. And then I'm going to, yeah, we'll work on it. We'll work on it as we go along. What are we up to on time? 31, okay. Well, let's just take a look at what we have thus far. Let's save that. So when we go to the dashboard, we're going to go extends layout. The section title will be auth user username. And then we're going to end section. And then we'll go, actually I don't need it there, sorry. I need it here. I'm going section, content, and then, I don't think that's going to work though, end section. Let me double check something. Sorry. Let's go to one of my actual dashboard blades. Oh no, it should work. Oh yeah, I don't need this. That's what I need. Okay. When we refresh, there you go. So we have the start of our header. We'll continue to work on the layout when I return in just a sec.